Hello there everybody, Sam's Trains here and welcome back to the railway. If you're looking to buy a train set for a youngster this Christmas, I think I've found what you're looking for. Hornby have just released a brand new and very inexpensive train set, which I think could make for the perfect first train set. So there's a lot of problems with buying electric train sets for children. Some of them can be very expensive, costing hundreds of pounds in some cases. Nobody's going to spend that kind of money when there are other toys which are just as much fun, which cost a fraction of the price of this. Models can also be quite fragile, they're easily broken by young hands, they can be fiddly to put together as well, the electric metal tracks, they're a bit tricky too. Plus, models like this have to be cleaned and maintained, which is just going to frustrate young children. But this year, Hornby have released a brand new range of what they call play trains, which is much more child friendly and it solves all of these problems. So you've got two options. The first one I've reviewed already. This is the new Santa's Express. This costs £35 for the entire set, so it's very cheap. It's also very easy to use, easy to put the track together. It's very simple, there's no wiring, nothing complicated here. It literally just runs on its own rechargeable battery, and the engine is just controlled with the push of a button, and it even comes complete with lights and sound. So if you're interested in that, it is a Christmas themed train set, of course, you can look at my review up there. Today though, I'm looking at the second option, which is brand new, it's only just come out, and I think this looks even better. So today we are looking at this. This is Hornby's Steam Goods Express, and this is a big step up from the Santa's Express. So it is £10 more expensive at £44.99 at the retailers, but for the extra money you get more track, by the looks of it, about double the amount of track, so that's not too bad. Plus, if you look at the box here, you also get a wireless controller so that you can drive the trains remotely, which is a lot more fun. It is better, I think, to be able to control trains remotely rather than having to press a button on the engine itself. So I think the extra £10 is well worth it, but we're going to see whether this is actually worth getting. If you'd like to pick one up for Christmas or for whatever, I'll pop affiliate links down in the description. But for now, let's get this open and see what Hornby did with it. The other advantage of this train set is, of course, it's not Christmas themed. So once Christmas is gone, your youngster can still use this and you won't have to listen to Santa Claus ho-ho-hoing all year round. That's what the Hornby Santa's Express does. But yeah, this looks like a really cool train set. I'm particularly intrigued by this, which appears to be a great puddle of green pus or something. Really glad Hornby took the time to put that on the front of the train set. That's just what I want, but I'm not going to be put off by it. Let's open this up and I shall show you what we've got inside. I've not had this open yet, so I'm really curious to see it. All right. Okay then, shall we check out the instructions? I think we should, if possible, if they're still legible. All right. So the Steam Goods Express. So I will show you how to put the track together, but these are plastic rails, they're not electric, they're perfectly safe and they're easy to put together, so I'll show you that. You do need batteries for the controller by the looks of it, two 888 batteries, but they'll last a long time. For the locomotive itself, it runs on a rechargeable battery. All you need is a USB port and you can charge that up. It takes about 2.5 hours to charge and you get about 2.5 hours of running, maybe a little bit less if we're being more realistic. You have to pair the controller to the locomotive. I'll show you all that later on. Place the engine on the track. This comes with a re-railing device, the little sort of diamond crossing we have there. That also acts as a re-railer, so it's very easy to put the train on the tracks. The train's coupled together with magnets, so that's very easy. And it looks as though this engine still has the push button on the engine, but you can also, of course, use the remote control with this engine, which is a really lovely bonus. And that's all she wrote. So with that, here is what you get in this train set, and we will start going through it, I guess. So let's take a look at the track first of all, and I'm going to need some snips. Seems to be quite a lot more track than in the Santa's Express. It's not bad really to say that it's only £10 more expensive. So here's the track. Yeah, the Santa's Express track was white. This is grey, so it's a bit more realistic, I suppose. Not that that matters too much. But yeah, simple plastic rails. Let's have a look at the engine then, because this looks great. I kind of want a proper model of this, really. So yeah, it's an engine called Danger. How cool is that? I mean, it is. I'm not a child anymore, needless to say, but I can kind of still feel the excitement looking at this thing. And I will give you a slightly closer look at this in just a second. Speaking of danger, and this is the really cool part, look at some of this rolling stock. So we've got a wagon here with TNT on the side. So this is an explosives TNT van, beautifully painted. Again, this is going to be exciting for a young lad or a young girl. Model railways are not just for boys, of course. Yeah, that is cool. Again, young me would have loved that. And then, I guess this explains the puddle of toxic bogies that was on the front of the box. It's a hazardous waste wagon. And again, for kids, this is great fun because you've got an open wagon here. So you can transport things around. My favourite thing to do was to put chocolates, Christmas chocolates in this and deliver it to family members. They can put stuff in this and give it a ride on the railway. So yeah, that's really useful to have. And then, of course, we've got the USB cable. There isn't a charger with this. You just get the cable, but of course everybody's got a USB port. So all you need to do is plug this in, a couple of hours charging, and you're good to go. I assume then that this is going to be the controller. Pull this out, which is just a very, very simple controller. It uses infrared, so it won't work outside in the sun, but indoors it'll be absolutely fine. And I'll show you all of the controls in just a second, but it's very, very easy and child friendly. And again, this just runs on to AAA batteries. So that's that, and then I think we should also have the diamond crossing type thing. So there that is. So this also doubles as the re-railer. So one thing that kids struggle with model trains is putting the trains on the track. But this device here allows you to very easily get the engine railed up without the frustration of faffing around trying to get the engine railed. Plus, it's quite fun to have this diamond crossing. I mean, the first thing I would do with this, and probably will do later on, is park that explosives wagon on this crossing and have the train crash into it. It's got to be done, hasn't it? So yeah, this looks great. I'll show you a bit of a close-up on some of these. I won't take long with it. Then we'll put it all together and see what it's like to use. So here's the engine up close then, which of course is very basic as you'd fully expect, but it has been cleverly designed to be nice and durable so that it should survive some rough play. For example, these buffers are not actually separately fitted, they are a part of the chassis, which again should reduce the chances of these breaking off. Plus we don't have loads of separate intricate details or anything like that, which again could get broken. Having said that, this is a cut above your sort of really cheap Chinese £10 train sets or whatever. It does quite a bit that those don't do. For example, it does have a working headlight, which is really nice to see. It has a few nice little details, such as a coal load too. Again, that gets the imagination going. It also has a cab interior, complete even with a few controls. And what you can do in the world of model railways is you can buy little figures which you could glue inside the cab so that you've got a driver in there. So there's lots of nice fun things that you can do. Other features include rubber traction tyres on the wheels so that this can pull a decent train. So if you want to buy more rolling stock for this, more wagons and stuff, it will be able to pull them. The other thing you'll notice is that this is on a piece of electric model railway track. And that's the other great thing about plate trains. It works on standard 00 model railway track. So there is a path forward with this if your child sort of decides to get into model trains properly. Of course, this will not use electricity from the tracks. It will still use its own rechargeable battery. But if a child wants to put this on a proper model railway and see their engine work on it, they can do. Again, that is a really nice bonus. Here's a very quick look at the TNT wagon. Again, this is just a very, very basic wagon. It doesn't have loads of separate parts on it or whatever, but it is nicely painted and it's going to be fun to play with, isn't it? And then of course we have the hazardous waste wagon, which I still think is funny. Yeah, I love the idea of giving this to a kid. Again, it's got the added play value. You can put whatever you want into this. Plus, of course, more rolling stock is going to become available. So if you wanted to build the train up, you've got a pathway forward as well. Anyway, I think that's all we need to say about the train. It's all nicely made, it's all very basic, but it is a cut above your sort of really cheap and nasty train set material, which is another reason why I think this is a good one to go with. But anyway, let's try putting the track together. Let's get some batteries in that remote and let's see how it all works. So putting the track together is very, very simple. All you do is literally just line two of the pieces up like that, push them together, and that's job done. Plus the track pieces are universal, so if you want to sort of get more track and add to this, you can put them together in any combination you want and make up your own interesting layout. But I'm not going to do that today. Today I'm just going to build the track that came with the set. So there you have it, and I'm really impressed with this. The figure 8 is more fun than just a simple oval, and the amount of track here is very generous. I think it is double what was in the Santa's Express. There's not many £45 train sets that come with this much track, so quite impressed. Anyway, let's talk about getting the train up and running. So in terms of charging the engine then, this is really simple. All you need is a USB port, and then you've got a USB-C connector on the bottom like that. And the LED on the front of the engine will flash to show that the thing's charging, and this will stop flashing and go on steady when it's fully charged. The engine is actually charged out of the box, or at least partially charged, so you haven't got to unpack this before you give it to a child in order to pre-charge it, which is good. Although if you want to, you can charge it, and maybe it's best for the battery to do it that way, and you can ensure that it's fully charged. So yeah, that's that. This set does need a couple of AAA batteries for the remote, which the Santa's Express didn't need, but again, I can't imagine this remote burning through the batteries very quickly, so again, this is not something that's going to cause much of a problem, I don't think. Anyway, let's pop the batteries in. There we go. Job done. And let's talk about how we actually get the engine up and running then. So these controllers can actually control up to 2 trains. You've got an A setting and a B setting switch right here. And on the engine there is a matching switch. You can set it to A or B. Now these engines are available separately. There's a really nice green one that you can buy as well. So if you bought that, you could use this controller to control both engines just with a flick of a switch. So again, it's pretty well thought through. There's a lot that you can do with this stuff. But anyway, I will set this to A. And I will set this one to A. It's already set to A. And I guess I might as well just push the button here and see what happens. So I'll press the dome. We get some sound. Now, are we connected? Let's see if I can make some noises. Let's press this button. That was the whistle. Very nice. Can I operate the light? Let's press the light button. You see, this is awesome. Already, this is just absolutely brilliant. I'm guessing this switches off the sound, so that's a useful function. You haven't got to have sound if you don't want it. And what's this button do? Hopefully it's not going to drive off the table. So that is a coal shoveling sound effect. So again, if you had somebody in the cab, a little crew figure, could make it look like they're shoveling coal or something. But yeah, that's good quality sound. Nice speaker in this thing. Does it make different sounds? It does. That's a different sound. Not sure what that is. That was a guard's whistle. Let's see how many more there are. God knows, it sounds like a bomber plane attacking or something. I'm sure it wasn't one of those. Any more? Bit of a hiss of a safety valve or something. So you got loads of sound effects. That's really, really sweet. And a whistle. Yeah, the whistle is on the separate button. All right, well, let's switch it back off. Let's put it down onto the track and let's see how this thing runs. So putting the train on the track could not be simpler. Obviously, you can put it on the track wherever you want, but if you're struggling, or if your kid's struggling, you'll probably struggle too, let's be honest. You can just put it on here on this re-railer. Look at that. You can literally just slap it on. It finds the rails, and then it's on. Brilliant. The rolling stock, let's do the same thing with. They snap together. Obviously, if you get them the wrong way, they won't couple like that. So they are magnets, so they've got to be set up in the right direction, but there it is. Let's give it a go then. Press the power button. There's a little bit of noise. and then I guess this is going to be forwards direction. So I'll press this once, I've not tried this yet, and we'll see what happens. Here we go. Is it working? Nope, it's not working. Hang on, have I got the setting right? Oh yeah, no, it is working now. Alright. Trying again. Ready? Oh, it couldn't see it. Okay, that's the problem. I had the remote in the wrong place. Alright, so weirdly the direction seems to be opposite. I've pressed backwards and it's gone forwards, so that's weird. But anyway, that's going slowly, as you can see. Let's go backwards again. So I'm doing this with just one press of the button, and then the stop button stops it. Alright, let's press the button twice then, see if it goes faster. One press, another press. The sound synchronizes, so it goes faster and it makes a faster chuffing sound. So that's the second press. I'll wait for it to come by again and I'll press it again. I don't know how quick this thing goes. Here we go. Yep, it's going faster again. Oh, this is so good. I didn't think they'd be able to improve on Santa's Express, but the extra controllability of this is great. So with Santa's Express, you can't drive your train backwards. It's only forwards, and you've only got the one speed setting. With this, you've got, well, that's 3. Can it go any faster? That's it, that's the maximum speed. So you can go 3 different speeds forwards, 3 different speeds backwards. You've got more sounds. That's the coal shoveling. There's the whistle. You've even got control over the light, which you can switch on and off as it runs along. Yeah, it is brilliant. It is a lot of fun. This is better than the Santa's Express. So if you want to pick one of these up, like I say, I've got affiliate links down in the description. I don't think you can do better than this as a beginner's train set. I really don't. I think this does everything it needs to do. It's well built and it's not too expensive. I think for a child this is definitely better than an electric train set. Anyway, let me give you some ratings for this. So level of detail then, I'm not rating. Obviously you're not buying this for the detail, there's not much of it, but it's fine, it looks totally okay. Performance for me is a lot better than the Santa's Express. You can go forwards and backwards with 3 different speeds. You've also got a greater selection of sounds. You can control the sounds and you can also control the lights. There's a lot that you can do with this. The mechanism I've given 3-star. These are quite cheap in terms of mechanism. No proper model railway features such as bearings or a 5-pole motor, I don't think, but it's absolutely fine for what this is. Obviously just try and keep the things clean. Check that nothing's broken once in a while, you know the drill, it's going to be fine. The quality though is really, really top notch. They're beautifully painted, really well put together, and they're designed to be nice and sturdy. Obviously the set is quite plasticky, there's not much metal here, but considering who this is for, that is perfectly understandable. In fact, it's exactly what you want, isn't it? And value for money is just tremendous. The full RRP is £49.99, and at the retailers this is available for £44.99. £10 more than the Santa's Express, but you get twice as much track and a lot of extra features with that remote control. Overall then, that is 9.28 out of 10. I mean, just a fantastic little set at this price point. I can't recommend this highly enough, and I think we should all be really pleased to see this because this is an excellent gateway into the world of model trains. So a grade of 8, would highly recommend this. Well done, Hornby. Haha, the devious side of me wanted to try something. So I now have 2 of these Play Trains train sets. I've got the Steam Goods Express and I've got the Santa's Express. Both sets together cost me £80, so it's not as cheap, obviously, it's just buying one, but it seems to me there's a lot you can do with 2 of these sets, and one of the things is this. So let's see if we can cause some trouble. You can see where I'm going, can't you? So this actually shows us the difference in speed. The Steam Goods Express, well, that's going to be close. No, we're okay. The Steam Goods Express, I can't even say it, goes a lot faster than the Santa's Express. In fact, it's going a bit too fast. Uh-oh, it's stopping on the diamond crossing. No, it's not. So yeah, the Santa's Express, it's stuck at that speed. Obviously, with the Steam Goods Express, you can go quite a bit faster. Anyway, I'm going to see if I can stage some sort of accident here. Let's see if I can time this. Are you ready? Here we go. So actually, the Steam Goods Express at its slowest speed is about the same as the Santa's Express. And I think something's going to happen here, isn't it? Uh-oh. Oh, dearie me. Oh, it wasn't as dramatic as I thought. Alright, well, I better stop that. The other thing, of course, is I've got rather... One of them's still going, oh yeah. That's it. I've got rather a lot of track because the Santa's Express came with a loop as well. So I want to see what I can do with that. Right, so... Oops, blooming butterfingers. So yeah, lots and lots of track if you buy the 2 sets. So I'm going to see if you can put them together and make a new layout. So, oops, don't want to break the track. Wish me luck. Let's have another time lapse. So, that is what, oh, that's quite cool actually. That is what £80 worth of train set looks like. That's quite compelling, isn't it? Blimey. It's a big old setup, that. Well, there you have it then, folks. I rather like this. Yeah, obviously if you're a serious modeler, get out of here. You're not going to be interested in this. But yeah, this is a lot of fun. And like I say, for £80, there's quite a lot here, and you can get a set of this for as little as £35, or today's set, of course, for £45. So you've got a lot of options. There's the engine that you can buy separately. Again, that, well, if you bought that and both sets, you could then have 3 trains running at once, 2 of them controlled by this thing, Santa's Express running by itself. I can just imagine what young Sam would have thought about all this. I definitely would have enjoyed this. Anyway, this video's dragging on a bit now because I keep thinking of new things I want to do. I think we will leave that one there, just for all of our sanities. But yeah, Hornby, nice work. This is a lot of fun, and I think people are really going to enjoy getting this. And the key, of course, is that it is cheap. It is affordable, it doesn't break the bank, and it does quite a lot for the money. So yeah, really, really good fun. I'm pleased with this. Thanks ever so much for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers, everybody.